All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about the cryptographic powerhouse that is quietly securing billions and billions of dollars in digital assets. It's a protocol that has really defined an entire era of blockchain tech.
This isn't just a riddle. It's one of the most fundamental problems in cryptography. And the answer? Well, the answer has huge, huge consequences for everything from our personal privacy to scaling entire blockchains.
And for a good long while, the best answer to that question has been this one protocol. It was formalized way back in 2016, and Groth16 quickly became the gold standard. And in this explainer, we're going to see exactly why it's been so dominant for so long and what's coming for its crown.
Okay, let's get right into it and meet our champion. What exactly gives Groth16 this incredible power in the world of crypto? Well, it really comes down to two key superpowers. Its first superpower is just how incredibly compact it is. A full, really complex proof, something that could represent thousands of transactions or a huge computation, can be shrunk down into a tiny little data packet of about 200 bytes. That's literally smaller than a tweet.
And look, this isn't just some neat technical detail. On a blockchain like Ethereum, data is expensive. Every single byte costs you real money, we call it gas, to store on-chain forever. So Groth16's tiny proof size makes it by far the most cost-effective choice.
And its other superpower? Speed. It only takes 3 special mathematical operations, these things called pairings, to check if a proof is valid. So think about that. Groth16 gives you both the smallest proof and it's the fastest to check. That 1-2 punch is what made it the undisputed king of efficiency. But like every great champion, Groth16 has an Achilles heel. All of that incredible efficiency comes at a price. It's got a costly secret that creates a major, major headache for any developer who actually has to use it. This right here is Groth16's big trade-off. See, to get those tiny, fast proofs, you first have to run this special setup process. But here's the catch. This setup is circuit-specific. That means you have to do it for every single unique program you want to prove. This setup process generates some secret random numbers. Now, if anyone, and I mean anyone, ever got their hands on these numbers, they could create fake proofs out of thin air. They could basically print money. It would completely break the system's security, which is why we call these numbers toxic waste. To deal with this risk, the community does these really elaborate multi-party ceremonies where lots of people contribute and we all just have to trust that at least one person was honest and destroyed their piece of the secret. And the setup process itself really shines a light on the core problem for developers. It's split into 2 parts. Phase 1 is universal, which is great. But then you have phase 2, and that part is circuit-specific. It takes those universal parameters and locks them into one and only one program. This creates something called circuit rigidity. So imagine you're a developer. You find one tiny bug in your code, or maybe you just want to add one cool new feature. With Groth16, guess what? You have to do a whole new trusted setup ceremony from scratch. It's slow, it's expensive, and it is a massive barrier to getting things done. So let's see how this weakness, this exact weakness, opened the door for some new challengers. So with the champion's weakness exposed for everyone to see, it was really only a matter of time before a new generation of protocols showed up to challenge its dominance, each one designed to attack that critical flaw. The first major challenger to step into the ring was a protocol called PLONK, and it went right for the jugular, the setup problem. PLONK introduced a universal setup. That means you run one ceremony, just once, and it works for any program up to a certain size. This gave developers the flexibility they were desperate for. Then came a completely different kind of fighter, STARKs. They use totally different math, which gives them a transparent setup, so no toxic waste at all. They're also way, way faster at actually generating the proofs, and they're even secure against future quantum computers. But, and this is a huge but, the trade-off is massive. STARK proofs are hundreds of kilobytes large. That's over 500 times bigger than Groth16, which makes them way too expensive to just drop on chain. So, okay, we've got the reigning champ, we've got the flexible contender, and we've got the heavyweight powerhouse. How do these protocols actually stack up head-to-head when we look at the metrics that really matter? When you lay it all out side by side like this, the trade-offs become crystal clear. Groth16 is the smallest and fastest to verify, but it's got that rigid setup. PLONK fixes the setup problem, but its proofs get a bit bigger. And STARKs have the best setup and super fast provers, but their proofs are just gigantic. There's really no single winner here. But here's the thing, speed itself is a really nuanced topic. While Groth16 is efficient overall, for certain specialized kinds of math, like these Pedersen hashes that some privacy protocols use, PLONK's flexible structure actually lets it be about 5 times faster at generating the proof in the first place. So here's the crucial point. Despite all these new challengers and all their clever innovations, when it comes down to that final, most expensive step, verifying the proof on a busy blockchain, Groth16 is still the undisputed champ. Its tiny size translates directly into lower fees, and in the world of crypto, cost is king. But this competition isn't leading to some simple knockout. No. Instead, we're seeing this fascinating evolution where these protocols aren't just competing anymore. They're actually starting to team up. The future of this whole fight is really going to be defined by 3 key trends that are changing the rules of the game completely: hybrid systems, specialized hardware, and the looming threat of quantum computers. The most powerful strategy that's emerging is this hybrid SNARK on STARP approach. It's brilliant. You use a STARK proof to generate a proof really fast. Yeah, the proof is huge, but that's okay. Then you create a second proof, a tiny Groth16 proof, that just proves the big STARK proof is valid. You get the best of both worlds, the incredible speed of STARKs with the amazing on-chain efficiency of Groth16. Now, the other game changer is hardware. The slow part of this whole process, the proof generation, is about to get a massive boost from specialized chips, things like FPGAs and ASICs that are designed to do just one thing: create zero-knowledge proofs. We are talking about potential speedups of 150 to over 500 times what a normal computer can do today. It's just insane. And finally, we have to acknowledge the long-term existential threat. The very math that makes Groth16 and PLONK secure will one day be broken by quantum computers. Now, while it's not a threat today, experts believe the risk is going to become pretty significant by the late 2020s, forcing an eventual shift to quantum-resistant systems like STARKs. So this leaves us with a final thought. Groth16 might still be the king, but its kingdom is changing. The battle for the zero-knowledge crown is far from over. It's evolving into this collaborative race, and its outcome is going to fundamentally shape the next decade of what a more private and scalable web is going to look like.